right, welcome back. You're with us here on Opening Fire. 38 odd points on the Nifty, so gains are holding still. 8,400 plus is where the index is. In case all of you have been wondering where Aunindyo is, he usually does anchor the show with me. He's not there today. I've been told that he's actually savoring the latest offerings from Burger King, the international chain, which actually made a debut in Delhi just last Saturday. Anand?
Right, Prashant, I'm not in the studio right now, and that's because I have this particular thing in front of me. This is the Burger King menu. And I told you that on Saturday I had gone to the mall here in Saket, where they've opened the new restaurant. I missed it by a whisker, Prashant. Otherwise, I would have gone in and had my first Burger King burger. And the reason I'm talking about it is because I have the boss man of Burger King India right here with me, Raj Varman. He's CEO of Burger King India. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Varman. Let me give you a disclaimer first. I've never actually eaten a Burger King burger, but I've heard a lot about it. And the reason I haven't is because sometimes when one goes abroad, one tries not to avoid fast food. But the more I'm hearing about it, I realize that it's not really fast food, right?
So, there's several things that we do. Flame grilling is our USP. All around the world, we flame grill most of our products. So here in India, we have actually 4 products that we flame grill. These are products that actually go through a broiler at very high temperatures and are cooked non-fried products. So healthy eating, we don't have any MSG in any of our products. And if you look at trans fats, in our cooking oil there's no trans fats. Also on our parboiled products, there is no trans fats. So we are but we are at very high standards as far as food quality as well as health and safety, internationally as well as here in India.
So I was just telling you that on Saturday I went to the Saket Mall where you've opened the first store, and
right.
I just missed it. I should have gone on Sunday. I did manage to peek in, and I saw that the layout is very different from the QSR or quick service restaurants that one sees in India. Right. It's very different from a McDonald's or a Domino's restaurant. It's more relaxed, more restaurant-like.
Right. So we obviously wanted to launch the brand from the capital. Select City Walk, we think is a great place to launch the brand. The design that you saw over there is what we call 2020 Light. It's one of its kind. It has the home of the Whopper background on it, and we have a lot of soft seating, which is what you saw.
Yeah.
We probably won't do many of these, but this is a flagship location.
So this is a slightly higher end of your.
Yes.
But the prices remain the same.
Yeah, absolutely. The pricing strategy is more. It's not based on the location really, but market strategy. So you will see very similar prices on the street as you would see in Select City.
So that's where I would like to enter. If I look at it, you have a few burgers which would be similar to the way in which, let's say, a McDonald's burger would be priced. But you also have something which is on the upper end. I mean, the one which we've heard a lot about in the reviews that people have been putting out is the mutton Whopper.
Yeah.
That one comes to what? Almost, if you're getting a large one with taxes, a medium one is 250 plus?
Yeah, so it's 169 actually in a combo. Our combo strategy has been to add 50 rupees to any of the sandwiches, and you actually get a combo, which is fries and our drink with that. So any product on a menu, if you buy the sandwich, all you need to do is add 50 rupees to it, and you get a combo.
So what I'm trying to see is that's broadly what I guess everyone does.
Yeah.
But these seem to be aimed at people who are not going there for a cheap meal.
Actually, if you look at our pricing, it's very competitive.
Okay.
And actually, all the higher end products, as you call them, or the mid end products, are absolutely very competitively priced. In fact, I think in the first couple of days, if I can tell you, the feedback has been, that the expectation was this could be priced much higher.
All right.
So that's the feedback we're getting. But we want to get the product.
But is that partly because of the fact that you're sitting in a thing which looks like a restaurant and you're just paying 250 rupees for something? But you're saying that your other stores are not going to be like this. They're going to be more...
No, actually, you will find 2020 light in all the other restaurants as well.
Okay.
You may not find as much as soft seating that you see over here. We might cut back on it because it gives us an opportunity to put more seatings inside. But you will find very similar priced products, as I was saying earlier. You're talking about the mutton Whopper. We actually have Whopper in 3 different proteins. So we have a vegetarian Whopper, which is very popular among all the test results we have got. We also have a chicken Whopper and a mutton Whopper. Whopper is a build. It's an international build. So the condiments that go on it are the same around the world. So we have built that.
But the burger itself, the patty itself is customized for India.
Yeah, so I want to talk to you about a little bit about how we kind of started this journey, just for you to understand how. So we did not actually come into India with a menu or any menu item. We came here with a platform, flame grilling. We came here with our brand standards. We came here with the Burger King ethos. We came here with Burger King's quality that's so popular around the world. So we came here with those ethos, and then we started from scratch. Actually, I remember that our senior officers and senior team at Everstone, we all got together and actually went around the country visiting several cities, Amritsar, Lucknow, Chennai. So we were on the road. We came back. We studied the habits of people. We studied what was working, what was not working in the QSR environment. We came back and then launched a very extensive study. This UNA was conducted in several cities with hundreds and hundreds of people in focus groups to learn and understand their specific tastes, profiles.
So is this a Burger King strategy across the world, or is this only unique to India?
India was a very special market. This is the first time in the history of Burger King that they have given Everstone the opportunity to actually develop the menu from scratch.
On their own.
Yeah, from scratch. So we took all those learnings, we got them back here and actually joined hands with our partners, our supply partners, that actually suppliers in many other global markets. And we actually put together a menu which took several iterations and several months of constant tasting and improving and tasting and improving. We then, after we finalized all the product, actually went into...
You did some pre-sales on eBay?
But before that, we actually did taste testing, which are blind taste testing.
Sadly, never reached me.
You were probably not in the vicinity of the Mumbai tasting session, but we got a fantastic response on that, a really awesome response on that. So we were able to take those products and then actually commercialize them. Yes, eBay was great for us. So we actually went into this relationship thinking we'd spend 3-4 days selling these products on eBay, and we were sold out in 36 hours.
That seems to be the story of e-commerce, but we'll come to that later. I just want to now, being a business channel, have to talk the slightly cruder things, numbers, and
right.
Why India? Because if you look at the QSR restaurants, if I look at what is happening to Domino's, McDonald's, the bigger players here, they're doing pretty badly. And in fact, if you talk to the managements, they don't see an immediate recovery. They're not seeing sentiment building up for people to go out and eat. And at the end of the day, you'll have to kind of go for the mass market, right? It's not necessarily people who go to eat in restaurants. You're trying to probably get people who don't go to restaurants to upgrade. In fact, I think McDonald's itself in India, their official stand seems to be that street vendors seem to be doing better than them. That's an anecdotal evidence that they're saying is happening. Why did you choose India at this time? India obviously, because that's what you would be doing, but why this?
Right. So I think it's twofold. One was to pick the right partner, which Burger King was exploring. this for a long time. And picking us, Everstone was something that they didn't take lightly. I mean, they've had this in the radar for years now. And I think what they find in Everstone is a company that actually already has a footprint.
For our viewers, I'd just like to inform them that this is essentially a franchise, right?
Yes.
You've got you work for Everstone.
Yes.
And you also have some sweat equity of your own.
Yes.
And Burger King has given you the overall franchise for India. You're the sole franchisee for Burger King.
That's correct.
But Everstone is the body through which Burger King operates in India.
That's well said. So yes, Burger King India, which is the company, is the master franchise of all restaurants in India. So that's correctly put there.
And you're allowed to sub-franchise.
And we are absolutely allowed to sub-franchise at our will. So that's included in the rights given to us. So just coming back to your question, I've been in the Burger King system around the world for many years, and in the QSR market for almost a quarter century. And I've always gone through those highs and lows in several markets. I've always learned and experienced that.
Is it a bit like the stock market? It's always better to enter at the low?
Yeah, so the food business, as I see it, is a very recession-proof business.
Okay.
This business has been very, very sturdy for a long, long time in all markets that it's been there. See, one of the key things that we can do better job here in India is to innovate. Companies that continue to innovate, continue to bring new news, will continue to grow, will continue to expand those markets. And I think we could do a lot better job here in India to continue.
So would I be correct in saying that you, Mr. Varman, think that you will be able to beat the market environment at the moment? The fact that people are not spending that much as they were spending 2 to 3 years ago.
Right.
You think that your skills, the skill sets that you bring, your understanding of the market, you'll be able to beat the market?
Yeah, I think, let me answer that in twofold. I think the market itself is on the verge of substantial recovery.
All right.
Because there's this growth in the disposable income area. There's dual income families that are going to move into this market. So that's one piece of the pie, and the headroom is just enormous. If you look at the present QSR market, QSR burger market, it's 2% of a 17% of what seems to be a 48 billion market. So it's a huge headroom for businesses to grow into that. So that's one piece of it. The second piece of it is because of this headroom, there's so many opportunities that we have not explored, that we have the opportunity to explore. Recently, we saw some movements in the rice category. People bought in rice into, and there was a growth there. So
you're talking about KFC.
Yes. So I think those kind of innovations and continuous study of the market and making sure that we are building.
So this is not the final menu. That means. It will keep adapting to
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think one of the very basics, premises and principles for Burger King is to continue to innovate, continue to bring new news to the market. And I think that's the kind of mindset that's going to keep the business expanding in this area.
So, if I look at it, what is the rate at which you want to expand at the moment? One store right now, how quickly do you want to expand?
Yeah, so currently we are focused on putting in the first 12 restaurants.
All right.
Right? So we are focused on 2 markets, Mumbai being one of them. Delhi,
when is the Mumbai one opening?
So very soon you will see in the next few days that we will move into Mumbai and open the first restaurant there as well.
Again in a mall or it's a standalone?
So this will be kickoff from a mall, and then we will slowly.
You don't want to tell us which one, right?
Well, I will give it to you. No, so since you asked, this will be at our Oberoi Mall.
All right. Okay.
And so we will launch it over there, and then we will continue to put one restaurant every week here in Delhi as well as in Mumbai until we kind of achieve a total. We want to put a pause.
So basically by the end of, let's say, every week means that you'll have 30 odd restaurants across India, across these two cities?
No, so
by the end of this year?
So if you
about 15.
12. So
15,
the plan is to put 12 restaurants in the next 60-90 days.
All right.
Right? So that's the plan, to put 60-90 days, and then we really want to put a little small pause there. We want to evaluate what we have put in there. We want to understand the response, work on reconciling our projections, and then if we have any course corrections, we make those before we decide on.
So it's going to be a relatively slow and steady.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me just rewind a little bit. When did you start coming up with the plan to start in India?
I joined Everstone last November, about the same time last November.
Oh,
So it's about a year.
It's been pretty fast. So
Yeah,
it's not as if you planned it when the market was looking great. You actually planned it when the market was already going down.
Absolutely. So last November I joined them, and we put together this strategy of, as I told you, we went around the country, we started developing the product, we started building the team, we built the customer concept, we built the restaurants, we started sourcing out sites. All this came together in the last 12 months, from inception to getting this. So it's
That's
been a
pretty
pretty rapid story.
So if I look at your costs, then your costs are obviously personal costs, people working in your restaurants. You would have a setting up cost, but that would largely be capex. But if I see your regular operational costs, there is the food the raw materials that you source, cheese, there are the vegetables, there are tomatoes, and the mutton and the chicken. Are most of these sourced from India?
Yeah, so very happy to be able to source everything from India.
All right, 100%.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, because if you look at the back end, the suppliers and the distribution system in the last 10 years has invested significantly. And our partners that are global are very much present here in India. And they have also made investments here in anticipation of the launch of Burger King.
All right.
So all that has really come together. One of the things that we value very much is traceability of our products. So we need to trace all our products back to the farm, where they come from.
Yeah.
And I think they've done an excellent job, putting.
So does that push up costs a little bit?
Yes, so traceability obviously has its cost to it, but I think our standards as a company, we absolutely want to know where.
Because when we look at news, for instance, the fact that if you have to check the facts that a reporter has brought, that's doubling up the costs, right? So traceability, I'm assuming,
absolutely
pushes up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you maintain? I mean, if I look at it, if you're going to be going out of the higher end malls, going to expand to other places, then obviously it's more on the lower side of this menu that you want to expand in volumes, right? So how do you maintain margins on that?
Yeah, so it is the menu strategy, the product mix strategy is the way that you balance your margins.
Yeah.
So it's not about margin on each product, and it's not about percentage margins. It's about actually driving a.
But that's what I'm saying. That if the menu is, let's say, there's the mutton whopper, where I go and have it, and I have a combo, I pay 250 rupees. But I also see that you also have things where I'd probably pay 50 rupees, and so where will the volumes come from, according to you?
So excellent question, and that's why the pause. We will understand the menu. Absolutely. So we have some projections in place. We will spend some time to understand where the product mix goes. We will make appropriate, adjustment to our strategy. But I believe that it's not about percentage margins. It's about driving a good experience. It's about driving products that people actually want to eat. That are guests coming in and say, these are products that we want to buy.
But sooner or later, you'll have to look at margins. I mean, you personally will have to. You have so much. Your sweat equity. If I would want to look at margins.
So we look at margins in terms of rupees versus in terms of percentages. So if you're driving volumes through that, and you're driving volumes in the right product mixes, and you're making those affordable, then you will absolutely have very healthy margins. What many times I've seen in many markets is is people focus more on percentage margins, and then that drives the wrong decisions and really doesn't help.
Okay, that's fair. Rupees and not. All right. Now, if I look at the products, you're saying that you source everything in India. How does this work? Are these long-term sourcing contracts or are they very short-term?
Yeah. So the relationships that we enjoy are very global in nature. So our suppliers have similar relationships outside of India as well.
Right, okay.
So there's a global relationships that we can tap into and benefit from, right? So there's standards that globally are set.
So the reason I'm asking this, Mr. Varman, is that suppose 2 months from now you realize that the thing that sells the most is the veg Whopper, right? Or let's say the mutton Whopper.
Right.
Is there a long-term contract for sourcing that? Because in that case, you're tied into that contract to a certain extent.
Right.
Right. And on the other hand, if it is not, then you can be much more flexible. That's why.
Right.
Why I wanted to know that.
So we make periodic relationships. Some are year long, some are longer than a year. But because of the global umbrella arching relationship with these suppliers, the prices are negotiated on an annual basis. The way the delivery is done, the relationship, the SLAs on that can be adjusted on a yearly relationship. But the overall global relationship stays intact, and
It's a global relationship which gives you the flexibility.
Flexibility to continue working in those.
Okay, now in India, and that's obviously not true for most parts of the world, basically we are lazy people. We don't go to the restaurant, right? We call up and ask people to deliver the food to us. So are you going to be delivering?
The intention is to get to that at some point. We have to get the product mix right. We have to get the menu offering right. We have to study this in the next 90 days. We will determine that. I've seen
your own study of the Indian QSR market. What drives? Is delivery the thing which is driving, or is it?
It's not just the Indian market. I think a lot of countries around the world are moving to that kind of model. So that is a healthy model as long as you can deliver it profitably. And I think you need to get your house in order first, and then venture into those. But absolutely, we will be reviewing that.
Because that brings me to my final question. I've taken up a lot of your time, and that is the e-commerce business that's taken off.
Right.
Now that I know managements don't like to admit it,
Right.
but that surely has put some pressure on the men or the called delivery boys. It's a bad name to use,
Right.
but the delivery service people who go and deliver the food, they have now a wider option. Because the logistics business has gone up suddenly.
Right.
When I buy something on eBay or Flipkart or Amazon, someone comes and delivers it to me.
Right.
And the person who was delivering pizzas or burgers now has an option to go to these places. So those wages seem to have risen. Is that something that you've taken into account as well?
So I'll tell you, this in its infancy, this business started with businesses actually that wanted to do delivery, actually building these teams together, right? Now you have several companies
Which do it for you.
Which do it for you. They specialize in it. They actually invest in making sure that is an efficiently delivered model. So that's an option available. So
you're saying that our viewers should be investing in those companies if they're listed. We need to find out.
Look here, I cannot guide people on investment on the show, but I'll tell you this: there's everything will reach its efficiency based on how it's delivered profitably for the business.
Of course, And I know you're not listed, so you don't have to talk numbers.
Right.
But do you have any projection on when do you intend to break even or become popular,
Right.
even on an EBITDA basis? When you
Right. So my focus will be the next 90 days.
next 90 days, okay,
To
all right. Next 90 days
to launch my first 12 restaurants, to make sure that those restaurants are profitable, and then I will start making my projections on growth and other
After
numbers.
that.
Yeah.
But you're coming with enough deep pockets not to bother about short term.
Yes, Everstone is very well financed, so we're not worried about that.
All right, Mr. Varman, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
talking to you.
Pleasure talking to
Thanks.
you.
All right, that's the Burger King India head talking to Anand and explaining the rationale for being in India right now, and of course, interesting visuals there of burgers there lined up. And here in Mumbai, there you go. Here in Mumbai, you'll soon have a Burger King opening in Oberoi Mall. I think that's in Goregaon. And of course, after that, every week, as the India CEO pointed out, they'll have one store opening in Delhi and in Mumbai. So taking the total to about 12 stores in about 90 days' time. So that's basically the plan for Burger King here in India immediately. All right, that's basically, those are the stocks which are listed. Westlife, which runs the master franchise in the west and south of India for McDonald's, specialty restaurants. The big marquee brand is mainland China. And you've got Jubilant Foodworks, which of course runs the Domino's franchise in the country. Stocks actually are not doing badly, although results recently from all three have actually disappointed, more often than not disappointed. We're going to take a very quick break here.